This is Jaylen Brown. You watching All About the Big 3. Stay tuned.
Big 3.
Coming up on this week's episode of All About the Big 3, it's the Thomas and Tat recap. Interviews with some of your favorite Big 3 superstars. And right now, it's Ice Cube.
All right, man, I'm hanging out with co-founder of the Big 3, Ice Cube. We're getting close to the playoffs. It's an exciting time for Big 3 fans. How exciting is it for Ice Cube?
Same way, having these guys, it come down to the wire. Real stakes at hand. You got 7 teams at 4-2, so that's really a lot. Some got to give, and most of the teams play each other today. So, everybody want to be 5-2. Nobody want to be 4-3. So you're gonna see some battles, and then even at the bottom of the heat, we lose 2 teams after today. So we got 3 teams that's fighting for 1 spot. So 2 of them teams are going to be out of here. So
by far the most critical week so far this season.
By far, it's not even close.
Absolutely, man. And you got some great matchups today. Like you said, a lot of these teams right now are 4-2. So this week right here is the decision maker on who goes further and gets to those playoffs.
Yeah, like I said, we're dropping 2 teams today, after today. And then after Detroit, next week, we drop 4 teams. So it's going to be some battling today.
Absolutely, and we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Spectrum Center is a beautiful, beautiful facility, beautiful arena. I heard you're going to get down here today too, Q.
I got to do a little something. We celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. So I always like to entertain the fans, whenever we can, any way, shape, or form. So they do it on the court, I do it on the mic, and the world is all right.
And you get to watch it right here on All About the Big 3. Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
All right, man, you know what time it is. It's almost playoff time. Captain of Ball Hogs. They've been having a great season. You see him doing his thing right now. Leandro Barbosa, Brazilian Blur. You guys got a good big game today. Big game against former Big 3 champions, former MVP of the Big 3, Joe Johnson and triplets. Talk about you guys take this victory today. You guys have been having an incredible season. You guys take this victory today, that could mean elimination for triplets. Talk about it, Leandro.
Well, I think it's a big day for all the teams here, especially the 7 teams that are tight. So it's a big day for everybody. When we talk about Joe, we played together. His name is ISO Joe. He's one of the best players I ever played together.
Wow.
Being in isolation, it's only him and Paul Pierce, I consider, especially on their side. They're so big. They know how to create their own space. He's tough for the deal, but we're going to do everything we can and possible to win the game.
All right, man. Jeremy Pargo, triplets, y'all got a big game against Ball Hogs. They've been having a breakout season. They haven't had a season like this, so they're playing with a lot of momentum. Talk about how Jeremy Pargo shuts that momentum down against the Ball Hogs.
They got some great players for one, so we got to do our best to slow these guys down. You got the Brazilian Blur and LB that's going to come out here and be fast. You got Jody who's going to shoot the cover off the ball, so we got to come out here and be prepared and be focused and do what we do to win a game. It's a big one.
Joe Johnson to Moon for the game, and lays it in, Jamario Moon.
All right, do I need to give this man an introduction? If you've been watching for the last 3 weeks, probably not, but let's do it because we're in your hometown here, Charlotte, North Carolina. Ryan Carter, AKA the Hezzy God. He's in the building and he's in his hometown and he is 3-time Player of the Week. How you feel, dog? 3-time Player of the Week?
Man, I feel blessed first and foremost, but man, I'm just ready to put on the show for the home crowd, bro. I'm excited. Everybody been excited to see me. The love been overwhelming. So I just want to get out there and get it done with the guys.
Let me tell you how overwhelming it is. We're sold out already here, bro. We're sold out here.
That's crazy.
That's gotta
that
feel
good.
But does that have pressure?
Nah. Pressure also builds diamonds. People say it busts pipes, but pressure also makes diamonds. So I'm a diamond, so the pressure ain't going nothing but, more than me.
And when you talk about diamond, it seems like you are a diamond in a haystack because, it's hard and rare when you find a player like yourself, man. killing it at your age, where you are. You seem unstoppable. Last week, it seemed like Three's Company, they try to put everyone on you, and no one could stop you. No one.
Sometimes when you just get in that mode, everything, it looks like the ocean. Everything goes in, so I was just in that mode. And anybody's hard to stop in that mode, but when I get in that mode, it's twice as hard.
And I think a reason why you're a three-time player of the week, back to back is because you also tied Joe Johnson for the highest points in a Big 3 record, in a Big 3 game, excuse me.
That's an honor in itself, being in there with ISO Joe. Any conversation with him is an honor. So that's an honor, just being in there with ISO Joe. But breaking the record, man, just, I guess, solidified me as a legend. The Big 3 is a high platform, so to be able to do something on this type of stage is incredible.
Yo, I am sitting with potential MVP of season 6, Big 3, because you're playing MVP status, my brother. You have taken your team, you have taken that role as captain, and you are really doing your thing, man. Ghost Ballers, Mike Taylor, talk about your game this season. Talk about your game in this particular week, how important it is for Ghost Ballers to continue this reign of domination that y'all been putting on, dog.
I mean, just speaking about myself personally, I feel like I've been playing consistent the whole time I've been in the Big 3. I feel like I've been top 5 players since I came into the Big 3.
I agree.
Right? So, I mean, it's no surprise for myself.
Talk about it. Say it, man.
It's an expectation.
Absolutely.
It's a requirement. It's something that, you know what I'm saying, I live with. I live for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, like going into this week, the thing I've been telling my teammates the last couple of weeks, that we know like each week is very crucial, especially when we're talking about seeding for the playoffs. So are we contenders or are we pretenders?
Hezzy got going straight to the cup. And they call a charge. Basket's good. Yep. One shot. So they say that foot was touching that restricted line. And they go right to him. Yep. He gets double. Kick out. Hawkins had it. Back to Clark. Working on Simmons. Back to Hawkins. Sidestep 3. The Hawk did win it. The Hawk.
Coming up, more of your favorite Big 3 superstars, including the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Big 3 Player of the Week, and now it's time for the Thomas and Tat Recap.
And now it's time to recap Week 7 all the way live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Spectrum Center was sold out. My main man, Director of Fireball Operations, the one and only Thomas Scott. We're ready to break it down. Let's start with Game 1. Ball Hogs took on Lisa Leslie's Triplets. Talk about it, Thomas.
Man, Joe Johnson was incredible. Gennaro Cargo got in on the floor, but Jeremy is continuing to be a baller. But Ball Hogs, man, they just didn't make enough shots, and I thought Leandro struggled a little bit in the beginning, and then maybe a couple substitutions that could have worked out for Ball Hogs, but unfortunately, Triplets, man, they got up early and they stayed up late. So shout out to Triplets.
And shout out to Lisa Leslie, man. She did a dynamic job coaching.
Yes.
She seemed like she was just on them from the moment Triplets walked into the arena in the locker room. She was putting plays together from the start.
Yeah, and they had a lot of help from their supporting cast. Jamario Moon with that great play at the end to seal the deal. Hey man, Triplets, they're looking like they're the #1 team right now.
And Ball Hogs are still in the hot team here in the Big 3.
They're still
so next week we'll see how they do in Detroit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on to Ghost Ballers taking on Trilogy, one of my favorite games.
Yes.
It was going to be an incredible matchup. Hezzy God going up against Mike Taylor. Talk about it, Thomas.
Well, you know, Hezzy God, a hometown guy here in Charlotte, took on one of the best point guards in our league, Mike Taylor, and it was a duel.
Yeah.
Hezzy struggled a little bit early, found his groove a little bit more late. Ghost Ballers, man, they fought. They did what they could. Mike Taylor was incredible. But unfortunately, Trilogy just found a way down the end, going to Earl.
That's what I was gonna say. That way is Earl Pearl Clark.
Yeah, and shout out to Amir Johnson. He's always asking for a shout out with a nice dunk in that game.
And we gotta give a huge shout out to the winning shot to my man David Hawkins.
David Hawk. This is a point of if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Came in, hit the game winner. Shout out to the Hawk.
You gotta love it, man. I want to give a huge shout out right now to Mike Taylor, man. I had a great conversation with him, interviewing him a little earlier. He was angry, man.
Yeah.
He was angry.
These guys want to win. They're competitive. They know they're this close. They're not eliminated. They got another week to, solidify the playoffs, and it's a must-win for them week 8.
Mike, if you're watching, you're still candidate for MVP. I promise, man. You are playing Fireball the way it's supposed to be played. Okay, let's move on to Power. They took on Killer Threes. Great game.
Killer Threes are just killing right now. The way that they are playing, it's at the right time. At the right time towards the end, gelling, knowing their rotations, knowing who's going to be the guy. And right now, we got to shout out Dominique Johnson.
Man.
He comes off the bench, probably still 6th man of the year, maybe a back-to-back guy, but he just seems to make the clutch shots at the end. Shout out to Dante Green. He had an incredible game.
The whole team balled out.
Yeah, man.
They played team ball.
Yeah, they played against a tough power team. Glenn Rice Jr. continues to score, get where he wants to go at will. But unfortunately, man, they're just struggling on-ball defense. And they took another L because of it.
I'll tell you something that I don't think Power is doing that could have won him that game is I felt like Royce White didn't get enough minutes in there. He was on the bench a lot, and I'm like, yo, put Royce White in there. Unfortunately, I'm not the coach, and I can't tell Nancy Lieberman what to do. Yeah. But if she would have played Royce White a few more minutes, I think Power would have got the W.
And a lot of times it's more to it that we just know, that we don't know. And so maybe Royce was giving up too many points. Maybe he wasn't following a defensive assignment or something that the team needed that he didn't do. We don't know, but whatever it wasn't enough, and Power took the L.
Thomas, I think you know. You're just not telling me, man.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on to Enemies versus 3 Company. And big props to Enemies because they eliminated 3's Company.
Yeah, but you know what? 3's Company got the W.
Yes.
Even though Enemies lost, they did their work early by getting their record the way it is. Mike Beasley, at the end of the day, we got to give him a lot of props. Still a guy I think that could be too hard to guard at the end. Just somebody that Isaiah Austin just could not stay in front of. And he made all his shots. So 3's Company, they did their job. Enemies were a little short-handed, but no excuse. Elijah Stewart has some big plays.
Absolutely.
Jordan Crawford always makes big shots off the dribble. He's always one of my favorites to watch. But hey, 3's Company, unfortunately, they got eliminated, like you said.
Right.
But they went out with a bang.
You know what? I said it wrong, Thomas. 3's Company did get that W.
Yes.
It was Tri-State who eliminates 3's Company,
Yes.
right? Because on to the next game, the final game of the evening was Tri-State versus Bivouac. Because Tri-State won, that's what eliminated 3's Company, even if 3's Company got the W.
Yeah, exactly. And the point
Talk about that, Thomas.
Yeah, the point differential as well, the overall record and some of their matchups that they had. Definitely put Bivouac out when they took that L, but Tri-State taking that win over Bivouac. Move on, Bivouac's out. So you got Bivouac, and you also have 3's Company that are eliminated for week 8. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to them.
Yeah, man. They had a good season, some great highlights.
Yeah.
But Justin Detman, he put a dent in Charlotte, bro.
Yeah, it looked like some of these guys were on roller skates, and he was the only guy that had tennis shoes on. Just somebody that could not be stopped. 32 points today. And, man, when he's got it going, as you saw Jason Richardson went out with a sprained ankle, they know that they can rely on him to get it done offensively, and he didn't let the team down.
Okay, so Tri-State gets the win. You heard it right here. Always on All About Big 3, breaking down every single week for you. We're this much closer to the playoffs. We're going to be in Detroit next week. Get your tickets right now at big3.com/tickets. Thomas Scott, Director of Fireball Operations. Anything before we get on out of here?
Man, get your tickets. Tune in to CBS next week. It's going to be fire.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss these games next week on CBS because, like I said, the playoffs are right around the corner. Every single win is critical, and it goes down next week right here, CBS Detroit. Get ready because we're coming to you. Your friend Tattoo, Thomas Scott, Director of Fireball Operations. You're watching All About the Big 3. And now it's time for the Big 3 Player of the Week. Leave a comment down below and tell us who you think took the crown this week. Is it Michael Beasley of 3's Company?
Earl Clark of Trilogy. Justin Detman of Tri-State. Or Joe Johnson from Triplets. Stay tuned for next week's episode and find out.
Making his way to the court first. Make some noise for Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is in theaters right now, starring Ice Cube as Superfly.
With Tag Team, 50 years of hip hop. Y'all have one of the highest selling hip hop records of all time. How was it performing right here in Charlotte, man?
Oh, it was incredible. We put it down. Shouts out to the people in Charlotte. Y'all really showed out for Tag Team in the Big 3 League.
And let me tell you something, man. Hearing you guys out there, man, it brought me back, man. You know, it made me feel good. Got the fans out there dancing. And we thank you so much for being part of Big 3 history, man.
Thank you.
50 years,
You,
50 years of hip hop. Y'all still going strong. Y'all still going long. You know what it is, man. Love it, Tag Team.
Thank you so much for watching All About the Big 3. This weekend we're in Detroit, the Motor City, and we're battling it out for playoff spots. Watch us live on CBS and get your tickets right now at big3.com/tickets. And now we leave you with some Big 3 game-winning highlights. I'm your friend Tattoo. We'll see you next week on All About the Big 3.
Meets for 4. No good. Joe Johnson to Moon for the game and lays it in. Jamario Moon. As he got going straight to the cup, and they call a charge. Basket's good. Yep. One shot. So they say that foot was touching that restricted line. And they go right to him. Yep. He gets double. Kick out. Hawkins had it. Back to Clark. Working on Simmons. Back to Hawkins. Sidestep 3. The Hawk comes in and win it. The Hawk. Killer threes. They have a chance to win this game. A bucket wins it.
They can win it with a bucket anywhere on the floor.
Johnson.
Too much space.
4. Elevates.
Too much space.
It's time.
It forces enemies to come out and play further. And water.
All right, this free throw right here could seal the deal. Well, no, we got to wait for Tri-State. We got to watch that. We got to do some math. You got a calculator? No. We're finding out. Beasley for the game. And now it gets interesting. The man of the hour doing his thing.
We'll see if he can get downhill again.
He's got 8 on the clock. Here he goes. Oh, up and under. Oh, that man's amazing.
That's what I'm talking about.